There's something about healthcare careers nobody talks about. Eventually, I realized my entire life depends on physically showing up, and that realization changed how I thought about freedom. This is the moment I realized healthcare works very differently than I was told. Let's chat. Hello and welcome. If you came here from Threads, I'm really glad you're here. My name is Jess, founder of UniverseUHeadquarters, and this is the beginning of a kitchen table conversation I've been wanting to have for a long time with healthcare professionals. Because there was a moment in my career when I realized something that stopped me in my tracks. Healthcare works very differently than I was told it would. Growing up, many of us were taught the same thing: work hard, choose a stable profession, take care of people, and your life will be secure. But once I actually entered the system, I began to notice something. The income model in healthcare is what I now call reactionary income. And the moment we stop reacting, the income stops. Now, let me be very clear. There is nothing wrong with honest work. But that realization made me ask a question I had never considered before. Is reactionary income the only model available to us? And that question is the reason this series exists. I started where many healthcare workers start, on the floor. I began my healthcare career working floor staff inside facilities. I saw the system from the inside. I noticed something early. The people doing the hardest work were often earning the least compared to administration. Then I noticed something interesting. After a while, I started noticing many staff members leaving for travel assignments. This is the moment I became curious, not out of rebellion. I wanted to know why I never knew about this little-known secret from class and the multiple job board posts outside of my certification program. I remember thinking, why are so many people leaving for travel work? Then I researched, and the results truly gave me pause. When I looked into it, I was honestly shocked at the difference in opportunity. This is the awakening moment. I realized something many professionals eventually discover. Sometimes the issue isn't your profession. It's the structure you're working inside. Instead of complaining about the system, I adapted. I decided to pivot into local travel assignments. That gave me a new level of control. Then I evolved again. Eventually, I became an independent contractor working with facilities. This is a shift that sowed the seeds to my framework and truly represents life architecture in action. I, Jez, redesigned how I worked inside the same field. The reality is this: sometimes the biggest life changes begin when you realize you have more options than you were originally shown. Many healthcare professionals earn what I call reactionary income. The money comes from reacting to overtime, extra shifts, and crisis staffing. Very few are taught how to design income intentionally. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at what I call reactionary income in a simple and practical way. Healthcare income is often reactive rather than designed. People earn more money by reacting to circumstances, picking up extra shifts, working overtime, accepting unsafe ratios, taking crisis contracts, moving to travel assignments under pressure. The income increases, but the control over life often decreases. So the pattern becomes stress increases, leads to hours increase, leads to income increases, leads to life stability decreases. This is why many professionals feel trapped even while earning decent money. Why I'm here? I'm here as a sign of awareness to what you've been feeling. One thing I've noticed working in healthcare is that most of us were trained to be excellent at caring for others, but almost none of us were trained to design a life that protects our own energy. And believe me, I know the struggle when you really want to say no, but then your heart wants to make sure those you care for have enough assistance. Healthcare is one of the few professions where extremely intelligent people end up feeling trapped by the very system they worked so hard to enter. After hearing many venting sessions, this led me to think about how to give without feeling ashamed of telling the truth and asking for our true value in compensation and, for some, mentorship to increase our value. These sentiments led me to researching any and everything about other opportunities that did not require trading hours per X amount of dollars. I didn't know it at the time, but I too thoughtfully crafted a modern framework that looks at identity first, how people are wired to think, create, and solve problems, and then builds income strategies around that. I began to see so many healthcare professionals talking about burnout, and that led to more surprising results. I learned that identity-based frameworks helps people understand how they naturally create value instead of forcing themselves into side hustles that drain them. The biggest misconception I see is that building another income stream means quitting your job or taking a huge risk. Most people actually just need a structured way to explore what they're already good at. One thing I've learned is that when people understand their natural strengths, whether they're builders, teachers, connectors, or innovators, the right opportunities become a lot easier to see. I've been exploring ways professionals can build income streams safely, and this will be our Kitchen Chronicles table talk over the next few weeks. If you have any questions or if you would like to add to the convo, drop your thoughts below in the comments section. I see you and I hear you. Until we meet again, design a life you love beyond the shift.